Hey folks, how you doing? Dave McRae here. Well, it's arrived, or should I say, they've arrived. What? That's right. 2 trailers, 2 new Halloween 2018 trailers dropped today, Wednesday, September the 5th, 2018. So you could make the argument that a second and a third trailer dropped. Holy cow. A buddy of mine has already seen both of them, and he informed me that one is very Michael Myers-centric, while the other one appears to be more Laurie Strode-centric, which completely makes sense, right? Well, I have yet to watch them, so I am going to watch them here for you. I mean, by the time you're watching this video, I probably watched them 5,721 times. But as of shooting this video right now, I have yet to see them. You're going to see my honest, first, genuine reaction and thoughts. Now, keep in mind, these are going to be my first impression thoughts, my preliminary thoughts, if you will, on both of these trailers, okay? So it's entirely possible that because, this is the first time I'm seeing both of these trailers, that I might miss a few juicy details or Easter eggs that you guys have been able to pick up because you've watched both trailers 10,000 times by the time you're watching my reaction video. Because I recognize that I'm a little late to the party today because I've been so swamped with voiceover work. So I'm just getting to this now. So I do apologize for that, all the guys and gals out there that have been anxiously awaiting my reaction video. So just keep that in mind. So let's watch these 2 trailers, these 2 new Halloween 2018 trailers, and we're going to start with the one that my buddy says is more Michael Myers-centric. So, let's do it. Trick or treat, motherfucker!
Which one should we go to?
I like this, I like it.
I'm gonna pick that one over across the street.
Cool, I like that we're getting to hear what they're saying. Okay, yeah, we saw. Nice! I like that we're panning up to him. Nice. And we're following him. Oh, this must be what they showed at San Diego Comic-Con, maybe. Okay. Notice how we're a bit lower than Michael. The height.
On Halloween night, Michael Myers murdered 3 people.
Okay. Notice how we're lower.
After that horrific night,
that gives Michael a sense of power and foreboding dominance. I like the movements. I like what James Jude Courtney's doing. Yeah, nice. Nice. I got like 500 of those things on my computer.
I have prayed every night.
Every night, wow.
That he would escape.
I like that shot.
What did you do that for?
So I can kill him.
Oh, the Shape Stocks theme. Great choice. Judith Myers' gravestone. They're at the gravestone. Michael Myers standing behind the tree. That almost looked like Nick Castle with the white beard. Maybe that was him.
Security system, Karen.
Mom, you need help.
Probably James Jude Courtney. They're both white. I mean, they're both white in the beard. Nice shot. Very nice shot.
I've been
Yes,
preparing for this
yes.
for a long time. It is not safe to be on the street tonight.
Go home! Get out of here! Get inside!
Right. Oh, that's nice.
Michael!
Penny, I like that. I like the movement. I like the camera movement. There's a few nice moments with some nice camera movement.
He is a killer, but he will be killed tonight. Happy Halloween, Michael.
Right. Oh, ooh, down the stairs. The sit-up. That's not an easy thing to pull off. I'll talk more about that in a second. Yes. Yes, yes. Okay. All right. Let me just pause that here. Go over here. Okay. Okay, a lot to take in. No doubt you guys have seen this 5,000 times already. This was my first look. I like it. I have to watch it many more times to figure out how I really feel about it, right? Because I've only watched it once. I mean, you guys have watched it, 10,000 times. I've only watched it once. But I'm liking it. I'm liking the energy of the trailer. I'm liking the vibe of the trailer. I can certainly say on first pass, I like this trailer far more than I did the trailer in June on first pass. We'll see how I feel in 24 hours after watching it another 10,000 times, right? So let's start here. Okay. Okay, do you guys remember back in June when I said, in regards to Michael Myers, in regards to James Jude Courtney's portrayal of Michael Myers? Let's start with him because this is a very Michael Myers-centric trailer. I needed to see more to give a real concrete final conclusion to my feelings on, well, I mean, I'm only going to be able to do that after I see the movie. But in regards to what we have in terms of marketing material and trailers, I needed to see more. I didn't see enough in that first trailer to give sort of my final conclusion on what I think the probability will be here with James Jude Courtney's portrayal of Michael Myers, whether he's going to capture the essence of what Nick Castle did in the original 1978. Now remember, he can't do a Nick Castle impression. That's not what you do. You have to make it your own, very much like what the actor did in Solo, right? He didn't do a Harrison Ford impression. He did his best to bring the essence, the spirit of what the Han Solo character was, you know, to that role. And I thought he did an all right job. Same thing here. James Jude Courtney has to make it his own, but he has to bring the spirit of the original there. Why? Because this is a direct sequel to that original. All the other Michael Myers do not exist. So we have to be able to look at his portrayal of Michael Myers and say, yes, I buy it. I buy it. I totally buy that is the same man 40 years later, the same movements. Maybe he's a little more stiff now, right? You know, he's 60, you know, but I buy that that's the same man. So it's important. But I said in June, I need to see more. I need to see him moving through the space, right? And how the light is falling on him. Well, what do we get at the beginning of this trailer? Michael Myers moving through the space. Maybe they're listening to me. No. But that was really cool to see him moving through the space and how the light is falling on him. And I gotta say, I'm digging what James Jude Courtney is doing. James Jude Courtney, if I am going to have issues with this trailer or even the next one, I don't think James Jude Courtney is going to be the issue here. I think what he's doing with Michael Myers and what Christopher Nelson was able to do in terms of his direction as well, in regards to helping James, I think so far so good. Unless there's some sort of catastrophic failure in the movie, in your marketing, in terms of his movements, I think is solid so far. So props to James Jude Courtney. If you're watching, you're doing a fantastic job. I also liked at the beginning of this trailer how we're following him. Clearly this is, if not the whole thing, apart from what they must have shown at SDCC, San Diego Comic-Con. When you read the transcript of what they showed there, this sounds like what they saw. So I like that it's steady cammed, okay? And I like that we're lower in angle. We're not at Michael's eye level, you know, behind his head. We're sort of at his chest or just below the midline of his back. And I like that. Now there's a few reasons of why that could be. Most Steadicam rigs and gears are hooked to your chest. Okay, so the Steadicam operator might be a bit shorter than James Jude Courtney, and therefore he's, you know, it just happened to fall that way. It may not have been a creative choice, but if it was a smart one, because you always want Michael to be that foreboding danger, that presence in your frame, in your shot. Not comically, you know, foreboding, okay? You know, you don't want to go to the extreme because you can, but just that nice subtle, oh, we're a bit lower in frame, so he has this presence like you're like a little kid walking with your dad. There's an authority here, right? There's an authority. There's someone who's taller, who's bigger. And I like that kind of stuff. So I don't know if that was a creative choice. It might have just been, you know, because the guy was shorter. Okay, great. But I like it nonetheless. There's something very insidious about the way that James Jude Courtney was walking. In regards to picking up the hammer, I noticed that Michael Myers picked up the hammer with his left hand. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily him being left-handed. So if anybody else noticed that, don't get too crazy on that so far, if or yet, I should say, if you're going to. It could have been just a matter of if he had reached for it with his right hand, his whole arm and shoulder would have blocked the frame of the camera. And that's entirely possible. Although you could look at it the other way and say, well, that would have been cool if the camera was able to focus on the hammer. His arm comes into frame so you don't see anything. And when his arm comes out of frame, the hammer's gone. That might have been a strong sort of, you know, execution to imply that the hammer's been taken rather than seeing him take the hammer. Just creative choices that, you know, you have options that you definitely can do. So my guess is he took it with his left hand just so we could, because it was all done with one shot, he took it with his left hand hand just so we could actually see him taking the hammer. It's not necessarily meant to say that Michael Myers is left-handed, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when it comes. I like that he goes into the house, and I like that the woman in the house is very Mrs. Elrod-esque. That was cool. With the curlers and the pajamas and the house coat. I think she was a bit younger than Mrs. Elrod, though. She didn't seem quite as old. But that was really cool because, yes, it's a throwback to Mrs. Elrod from Halloween 2. No doubt about that. That definitely it translates very well, okay, to fans that, yes, there's a throwback here. But I also like that, she herself as the character is in a very vulnerable place because she's checked in for the night, right? She's done. She's in her curlers, her pajamas, her house coat. So she's not in this, I'm ready, for the impending danger that's about to come. So she's in a very vulnerable place. Curlers, hair up, house coat, jammies. I like that. Yeah. I like that creative choice. Yes, it's a throwback to Mrs. Elrod, but still there's that vulnerability about being in your pajamas and being ready to go to bed and not, you're not thinking about that kind of shit, right? You're in a very vulnerable place. So I like that. Very cool. Like the sound effect. That was really cool. Following Michael was really nice. In terms of what I wanted to see that I didn't quite see in terms of the lighting, again, I was hoping for more low-key lighting from a cool perspective. I wanted more blues. That doesn't mean we're not going to get it, okay? We have to keep in mind that David Gordon Green has to make this his own. He has to bring the essence of what Carpenter did, sure, because it's a direct sequel to that movie, but he's still got to make it his own. We know this. I know this, you know this, we understand this. But hopefully the flavor will be there, and I'm seeing some remnants of it. There's some potential here. But there is definitely a very sort of orangey warmness about the night shots, which, okay, we'll see how it plays out. I'm not crazy on that, but that doesn't mean that the movie's not going to be good. And it doesn't mean that once we watch the movie and we have the context of everything, that we're just like, oh yeah, it doesn't, because everything else was so good, whatever, right? Because everything else was so good. But just at face value, I would have preferred to see more blues, so we can translate more of a coolness to the audience. Things are a little colder. I would have preferred that, and seen Michael Myers maybe coming out of the darkness a bit, but that doesn't mean we're not going to see it, okay? But, it's just little things like that I'm still looking for, but I love the energy of the trailer. Yeah, it's a lot of, it's a lot of icing, okay? Certainly, there's not a lot of cake here, but look, they're a month away, essentially, from the release of this movie theatrically. They need to pump this out now. They need to get everybody really excited. So I'm looking at it from that perspective. There are certain things that I would have done differently, but, I'm putting that aside going, okay, let's look at this at face value. Does this do what it's supposed to do? And I think it does for the most part. But again, I got to watch it again. I liked when James Jude Courtney sat up. That was great. There are so many people that don't get that right, even in a lot of Halloween fan films. So all of you guys and gals out there who want to know how to sit up properly like Nick Castle, you have to remember, don't do it like Michael Myers in Halloween H2O. Do you remember when he's on the hood of the car or the truck or the van and he gets thrown off and he rolls onto the road and then he kind of just sits up like this and kind of just looks over that was awful. Cringeworthy. Don't do that. That's not how the shape sits up. The shape sits up gracefully, like this and turns his head, and I saw that. We sort of saw that. So that was really cool. Another checkbox for James Jude Courtney. The mask looks great. I love seeing Judith Meyer's headstone. That was awesome too. And seeing what looked like Nick Castle because of the white beard off in the corner behind a tree, still in the sanitarium getup as Michael Myers watching from a distance, right? That was really cool. Although I don't think it is Nick Castle, because we have to remember that James Jude Courtney is also a 60-year-old guy, and he had some white beardy fuzz going on when he was on set as well. So I still think it's probably James Jude Courtney. But how cool would that be if it was Nick? That'd be kind of cool. But no, I believe it's James Jude Courtney. But that was an awesome moment. Makes me really curious to know more about that scene and how that's going to transpire. And what they're going to say. Jamie Lee Curtis looked great. Yeah, I mean, it was what it was. I mean, it was good energy, good vibe. Definitely digging the energy. Are there things that I still did not see that I was hoping to see? Yes. Excuse me. Does that mean they're not going to be in the movie? No. Do I love the trailer? I don't know yet because I got to watch it again. But I'm liking it. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And I'm liking it more at first pass, like I said, than I did the other trailer. So yeah, it's got a good energy to it. It's got good vibes, good energy. Okay, it feels good. It gets you excited. It does what it's supposed to do. It's getting you excited. It's got me excited at the very least for when I go see the premiere this Saturday. So yeah, I'm digging it. Okay, two last things I want to mention. There's probably well, there are. I mean, there is a ton of shit that I'm not talking about because I've only watched it once. But two last things that I remember that I want to talk about is I love the way that Michael Myers comes into frame at the top of the stairs, and we're down at the bottom of the stairs, right? The shot's there, and he comes. I like that. Very reminiscent of the 1978 original. Lighting is different. Maybe I would have done some, something different in terms of lighting. But I like, again, the portrayal. I like the physicality and the energy that James Jude Courtney is bringing to his performance. I'm digging that, because if we don't buy that this is the same Michael Myers, if we don't buy that this is Michael Myers, do you know what I'm saying? So I like that. I like what I'm seeing with that. The other thing I want to mention, the last thing I want to mention before we move on to the international trailer is I love the way the trailer ended. The fact that Laurie Strode is against the door and it's kind of quiet, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, his hand comes through the door and grabs onto her neck and spins her head around and lifts her up and her feet come up off the ground. Very reminiscent of Bob in the kitchen back in 1978. I liked that. And I loved how close we were in terms of the shot. I love that it was like this, right? Now that's nothing new. I mean, obviously, filmmakers do that to create the sense of commotion, to create the sense of, what's going on, to feel more intimate, for the shot to feel more intimate, and we're more emotionally connected to our characters. Of course, but there are a lot of, filmmakers that maybe wouldn't have done that. And it's so important that we do that with Laurie Strode, because we're living vicariously through her for the vast majority of the movie and every movie that she's been in, right? So it's important that we continue that. We are, in an essence, Laurie Strode, right? And it's important that if we're with her through the vast majority of the movie, in her good times or her, kind of down times, we have to be with her at the moments where she's most vulnerable. And the fact that we're shooting it like this, and, she's like this, and, the screen is like this, and she's like this, we're like sitting there like, it's so important, right? That we are essentially Laurie Strode being lifted up off the ground by Michael Myers. So I really dig that. I like that whole ending of the trailer. Again, I don't know what happens before it or after that, whether or not I'll like that, but I definitely like how the trailer ended. And that's a scene that I would have shot that way, I think. Yeah, at least from what I'm seeing. Like, I would have made the same creative choices in the way to shoot it. And I love how we see Michael Myers' face in the little window in the door, right? He's just kind of like this, and his face is there, and then cut to black, and, Halloween. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. Again, maybe the lighting I might have tweaked a bit, but I like the energy of the trailer. And like I said, I like this trailer first time way more than I did the first trailer. So anyways, let's move on to the international trailer, trailer number 2. All right. Okay. Oh, nice drone shot.
On Halloween in 1978.
Right.
Before deranged serial killer.
Yeah, you notice how the two trailers, the Michael Myers one begins with Michael, this begins with Laurie, right? It's the two coming together. It's that face-off coming together. That's what it is.
Could it be that one monster has created another?
So, you don't believe in the boogeyman?
No.
You should.
Fucking should, you son of a bitch.
My grandmother turns into a nutcase this time of year.
I mean, she is Laurie Strode.
He was almost murdered.
Every day she lives in fear that he's coming back.
Yeah, they're showing a lot of new stuff. Not new as in spoilery stuff, just they're showing extended of what we've already seen, or different angles, things like that, which is what you would do. Like, we've seen this, but now it's extended a bit, right? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Escape.
Oh, maybe that's Carpenter's new rendition of the Halloween theme.
It is not safe for you to be on the street tonight.
He was standing right there.
I got so many of those sound effects on my computer here.
I prayed
Cute.
every night that he would escape.
What the hell did you do that for?
What the fuck did you do that for? Love the way he said that. What the hell did you do that for? See you later,
This
bitch.
night, I've waited for him. He's here.
Interesting.
I'm gonna go protect my family.
That was interesting. I wonder what that shot was.
Get away! Happy Halloween, Michael.
Oh, he sits up. Yeah. It's good. I like it. I think the other trailer is stronger. I think the Michael Myers one is stronger, but this is all right. Like, this is good. It's it's fine. There were a couple of moments in there, a couple of shots that I was very curious about, like when somebody was putting their hand on the Michael Myers mask. I got to go back and watch that. Again, guys, these are just my first impression thoughts, right? Keep in mind, you've watched it like 500 times now, so you've seen things I haven't quite been able to focus on yet. I'm also juggling voiceover work at the moment, so I'm trying to do everything all at once. It's been insane. But I'm digging it. I mean, I liked it. When Michael Myers was lying on the ground, he didn't have his legs out straight. They were kind of up like this a bit, you know, and he sat up, and I'm very curious to see how that execution goes there. It's good pacing. Both of these trailers are stronger than the first trailer. Not that the first trailer is bad. It's fine. It did what it needed to do, but both of these trailers are much stronger, which you would expect, you know, a month away basically from the theatrical release and only 3 days away from the world premiere right here in Toronto. You would expect that. They're really pushing hard. So it makes sense that you would want to release something that's very strong. And they did. They succeeded in that. Both of them are very strong. But I still think the Michael Myers one is stronger. Just a bit. I'm really curious. I gotta watch these again. And like I said earlier, I did upload a video last time, after about 36 hours or 38 hours or something, where I had more time to let things sink in and gave my final thoughts. I'm going to try and do that. It's a crazy busy week for me here because, as I said, the world premiere is on Saturday. I'm going to it with my buddy, and we're going to, cover the event in our own sort of way. Not TIFF in general, but, the world premiere of Halloween in our own way. And so it's crazy insane. So I'll try to do it, but those are my first initial thoughts. I think the trailers are good. I think the trailers are strong. I think the Michael Myers trailer is stronger, and definitely I like the energy of the trailer. I wish I could have seen more low-key lighting in terms of Michael coming out of the darkness and, little more things reminiscent of his character of The Shape in 1978, but you can't give everything away. And it's entirely possible that when we go see the movie, there's going to be a lot of things that they saved for the movie because that's where they want your first experience to be, is your ass in the seats, in the theater, in the darkness with, 300 other people. So, of course, at the premiere, it's probably going to be like 1,500 other people. But that totally, and that is the right choice to make. Overall, I'm getting the style, and I'm getting more comfortable with going, okay, yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential here. I'm digging this. I'm digging it. But like you guys know, I'm going to be honest with my thoughts, right? When I finally do get a chance to review the movie for you, I'm going to be honest. I'm not just gonna, if I don't like it, I'll tell you I don't like it, but I will tell you why. I will give reasons as to why. I'm not just gonna say I don't like it. And the same thing with if I like it. If I love it, I'm gonna give you reasons why. So I'm gonna be honest, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm seeing more and more potential. More and more potential. I do not need to see any more. I don't think any of us need to see any more. And many of you might even say they showed us too much already. So, I think it's solid. I think it's fine. They're just like, they might even be over the line a bit of showing us just a bit too much now. Don't show us anymore. Blumhouse, Universal, if you're watching, no more. These are strong. These are very strong. Michael Myers 1 strong, but they're both strong. Just don't cut it now. Okay? Cut it. Anyways, folks, my name's Dave McRae. Comment below and let me know your thoughts. I would love to know. Let me know what you think. I'm going to watch this another 5,000 times now and try to pick up on some things that I can analyze and give you my thoughts on, but we'll see how the rest of the week goes. If you want to follow me on Facebook, you can at facebook.com/manythingsdavemcrae. Facebook.com/manythingsdavemcrae. McRae is MCRAE. Facebook.com/manythingsdavemcrae. The link is in the description. That's where I tend to post in the meantime and in between time when I'm not posting here. Sorry guys, it's been a crazy day. Also, if you want to help support the channel each and every month via Patreon and get in on some Patreon goodies, that link is in the description too. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys soon. Gearing up. This weekend's gonna be crazy. All right, gotta go watch these trailers again. Cheers.